Welcome back. It's Thursday already. It feels like I was just doing a Monday video, and here we are Thursday. I'm so swamped between this trip and everything I got going on. I blinked and it's Thursday already. It feels like I was just doing a Monday video, and here we are Thursday. 619 says he's high. What's happening between this trip and everything I got going on? Is it Steve? I blinked and it's Thursday already. Looks like Steve. What's happening? Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody being here. 619 says he's high. What's happening between this trip and everything I got going on? Is it Steve? I blinked and it's Thursday already. Looks like Steve. What's happening? Appreciate it. Give it a few minutes, a few seconds or something. Let everybody come in. Is it Steve? I blinked and it's Thursday already. Looks like Steve. What's happening? Appreciate it. Give it a few minutes, a few seconds or something. Let everybody come in. I think I fixed the background. I was actually in the middle of making a DIMO video. I'm sorry. DIMO video. A ROVR video. Sorry, ROVR. I hate to do that to you. I'm just reading some stuff about DIMO, and I'm my brain's fried. Like I said, I've been running around crazy all day. We have this trip coming up Saturday that we're leaving on, but I'm off tomorrow because I gotta go drive down 2.5, 3 hours to Grand Isle again. Fix some network stuff for somebody, and my wing bit station is down. And I'm actually adding my WB200 to the other side of the island so I can see a very good comparison between a WB200 with a 5.5 dBi antenna and a Raspberry Pi BYOD DIY, whatever initials you want to use, device. I'm going to work on that tomorrow in the 95-degree heat. It is keep saying I need to put this weather thing on here so y'all can see it. But it is currently 7:04 p.m. and right now my Weather XM station says it is 86.9 degrees with a 98-degree heat index, 70% humidity. And it's June. It is quite warm. Wish I was in Canada. What's up, Kyle? What's happening, man? So yeah, I'm in the process of doing a ROVR video. I got a ROVR in, and I'm, trying to not make my video 40 minutes long. I started earlier with a setup video, started recording some content for that, but I didn't really want to do that video in me using ROVR until tomorrow when I do my 2-hour drive to go work on this network. So I've split the video up into two. I'm making a video tonight on ROVR, just about the network and try to, I'm learning about it too, to be honest with you. I've heard a lot of good stuff about it. I know they're in collaboration with GeoNet. I know there's going to be a very big push soon because you have the light cone that's coming out too at some point. Rewards are a lot better for that, but ROVR looks very intriguing. Tokenomics are pretty much in line with GeoNet. One thing I didn't know is that they're also going to have bounty areas. So for those of y'all who are in ROVR, there's going to be these bounty areas coming where, kind of like what HiveMapper had, where or even what GeoNet's got, if there's a customer in the area that needs precise mapping done now, there'll be a 7x bonus or something like that. Hell, I'm willing to drive on a weekend for 7x bonus. But ROVR looks like it's going to be very cool, very interesting. You can get that helium deploy. And I know they got some kind of waiting list or something going on right now for that. And for the light cone, let's do this. Let's do this. June 13th, 16 hours. There you go. Feels like we were just at this website a couple of days ago. Entropy Ashler did wonderful. You know, I ordered 2 more. I don't know what I was thinking. I got caught up in my own hype. There's no other way I can explain it. I'm buying Entropy Ashlers and don't even have NFTs myself for them. So I got my 3rd Ashler in a couple of days ago. If you saw that video, that one is actually set up at my office, and it turns pink every now and then, but I want it to stay pink. You know, y'all know I'm gonna keep saying that. But here's the Entropy Ashler right here, but that is sold out. So one thing I will tell people, I know on the first batch, and here I am, I'm gonna break y'all hearts early in this 8 minutes into this live. I'm about to break y'all hearts. Look, it's breaking mine too, what I'm about to tell you. Speaking to the people at Helium Deploy, the first time we ordered, end of May, the Ashler was supposed to be like a month out when we ordered it. End of June, 27, 28, something like that. And then we started hearing about that date moving up. The date moved up. The date moved up. And next thing you know, we got them like in 2 weeks. They were at our house. Less than 2 weeks, because I don't think it's been 2 weeks yet. A week, a little more than a week. Don't expect that this time. If you ordered one last week, don't expect this August 8th date to all of a sudden be next week. Just giving y'all that hint. You know, unofficially, off the record, of course. Don't tell them I told you that. I'm just giving y'all a heads up. I don't want nobody to start asking. Everybody's going to start asking at some point in the Discords, and my Discord, and Entropy's Discord, are they moving the dates up? Anybody got any information? They're telling me not this time. Now, they're not saying it's going to be all the way out to August, but you will see, you won't see that quick turnaround like we did last time. 64 degrees, 80% at home. 619. It is like a motorcycle helmet. Jay Styles says, don't do it. What you not doing? Is the token, y'all need to tell me some stuff about ROVR so I can put it in my video I'm currently making. I have to get out this evening, but is ROVR completely on mainnet at this point? I believe it's on mainnet. It's only available through some, like a DEX or something like that. I know it's a hot topic project that a lot of people have been talking to. That when I was kind of on the fence about them, but when I heard that GeoNet was in, you know, and look, GeoNet, Wingbits, y'all know Wingbits is like my #1 project. It's not a secret. I've been in that project for 2 years now, something like that, over 2 years. And then I've always said GeoNet collaborating with them was a huge step for Wingbits in legitimizing them. And now you had the same thing going on with ROVR. I think that's a huge thing. Jay Styles says, which ROVR did I get? I got the tarantula. Let me go back to it, which is this one. And Helium Deploy, you're also getting a foam mount with it. I didn't get the foam mount with mine, but now when you order them, you're getting a foam mount. So that right there, hell, you're saving $20-$25 right there. Then when you use the code gets you another 10% off. Hey, it's summertime. I got to drink iced tea, you know. I'll be kicked out the South. So that's the ROVR Tarantula bundle. And another thing that you also get, and this is something I just started playing with, is you get this D-pin tracker, where you can go and add to the D-pin tracker. The D-pin trackers through Helium Deploy. You can also add all kinds of projects with it. Wingbits and GeoNet, Helium, Entropy. You can add your devices to that tracker, and that tracker can also tell you if they're offline. They can tell you. It can tell you, what you're currently making with it. It's a cool thing. If you can get 3 months free when you purchase it, and I think depending on how much you purchase is how long of a sample you get or whatever you want to call it. So majority of y'all bought stuff recently from Helium Deploy. Try it out. There's no obligation. Try it out. Throw a couple of projects in there and see if you like it or not. ROVR does need to be installed in the vehicle. Some people are not putting it on top of their vehicle. I'm sure my wife is absolutely thrilled that her brand new white car is about to go drive all the way from Louisiana to Washington, D.C. with a big black disc on top of it. But yeah. So that is that. So yes, ROVR does also have the if I can find it, the other deal. Actually, I found that on the Discord. If you go to the ROVR Discord, that's what that looks like. Hi, I'm Grumpy and I'm a Wingbits addict. Hey, I've started I've started many videos like that. It's got Tarantula a couple of weeks ago running fine. Has to be open in the foreground on the phone all the time, but rewards are suspect. Don't know if I'm getting one. Shit all the time. Phone mount justifies a $50 price increase. I didn't know there was any kind of increase. I used your code, saved myself $95. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Rewards are way better than High Mapper because it works at night. That's what I got to put in my video. I knew there was something I was, see, that's why I asked y'all. This is a group project. This is how I passed high school, actually. Asking everybody else for the answers. I got to remember that it works at night. Correct. Because I'm planning on driving like 10 hours the first day of my trip. So I'll be traveling at night. You don't have to have it outside, but 619, I don't want to argue with you at all because you have been in these projects longer than me. But from what I'm reading is part of your percentage of rewards, if you want an excellent signal, if you want the excellent rating, which is 100% rewards, you have to have an excellent signal. And from what I'm reading, I'm just telling you what I'm reading, people are saying that they're not always getting an excellent signal if the GPS is inside. They're getting like the 75% reading or something like that. I don't know. I can tell you right now, I will be divorced and I can't afford child support before my wife lets me put this on her vehicle. No matter how much I support this project, for some people, I'm going to tell you though, for 10x rewards, if I was single, I would have this on my vehicle. That's for sure. I think work would even question me if I had this on my work car for work. So, I mean, people are going to think I work for Google Earth or something like that. But one thing I'm talking about in this video is this thing uses LiDAR. I used to teach LiDAR years ago, and in law enforcement, use that with laser LiDAR, which is light detection and ranging, use that for different things. But another thing LiDAR and laser was used for was called total stations, where we would map out these serious crashes, fatalities, and stuff like that. And you could sit there and reconstruct an entire scene using these measurements and stuff you're getting for devices very similar to this. And I just think it's cool as hell to see this thing come full circle in my life, basically end of my career now, because I don't mess with any of that fatality stuff no more. They're not calling me up at 2 o'clock in the morning for overturned vehicles on the interstate because people are drunk driving and stuff. And I just think it's cool to see this come full circle and now involved in crypto. I told you all how I got started in DPIN years ago was Helium, because I did RF work my whole life basically, and for my career. And then I was getting into crypto already, doing GPU mining. And with helium, I'm like, hey, the RF and crypto and the same thing. Oh, I'm geeked out on that one. And that's kind of what started me down this deep end trail. And now you look at this, where this is another aspect from my work career years ago that's now involved in crypto. I just think it's cool. I think it's a cool thing. Hey, it ain't gonna be for everybody. No projects for everybody. You know, it is. Have you guys heard about the new tracking planes project? Is it D-Sly instead of D-Fly? I don't know. Jorge, there was a project somebody told me about a while back. They want me to look at it. I feel like I'm cheating on my wife when I look at that versus Wingbits. I'm not saying anything negative about the project itself at all. They just need to give up now. That's what I'm going to say about that. Yeah, if you were single, yeah, you're not going to pick up. You're not going to pick up women. I'm going to tell you right now, you ain't going to Vegas. You're not going to Vegas and pay for a date off the side of the road either. Julia Roberts, Pretty Woman, or nothing. Ain't nobody approaching your car with this thing on there. That's for sure. Look at that thing. That thing looks like a. But let me tell you something. We joke about Pretty Woman, but you pay me enough crypto. I tell y'all this all the time. The WWF, it was WWF back then. The $1 Million Man. I know some of y'all, I'm probably aging myself, and some of y'all weren't even born when the $1 Million Man was big. But the $1 Million Man taught me a very, very early life lesson. You know what that was? Everybody's got a price. Y'all can say all y'all want, y'all would never put this crazy thing on your vehicle. But guess what? If the price was right, y'all would have two of them. That's what I'm saying. If they told y'all, hey, we'll give y'all 1 Bitcoin if you drive with this thing on top of your car for a month, every day, we'll give you 1 Bitcoin at the end of the month, all y'all will be clamoring for one of these ugly things on top of your car. Am I right or not? But there will be some people who are doing this. There's already people doing this. When you look at the ROVR website, you know, I've been looking at this. I've been fascinated by this. Like, why am I not in this project sooner? Because I'm hard-headed. Or what happens to me also is I have bad ADD, so I have to like stay concentrated on like 1 or 2 projects. Wingbits, Entropy. You know, I can't keep broadening out. So I should have listened to y'all and just broaden it out a little bit more. Because I'm sitting here watching this, and you know, you're getting max rewards. Look at this. I mean, it's wide open. You're getting max rewards for not only the first time you drive through there, a second time. But down here in South Louisiana, other than somebody driving through interstate and somebody in New Orleans driving around in circles, this guy works for the, that's the, somebody playing golf. I don't know. This is wide open for me. Wide open. This is the way we get to my hunt camp. My hunting lease is right here. And I was telling everybody in the video that this is going to be the way right here. This is I-59, Interstate 59 going to Meridian. And this is the way we're taking all the way to Washington, D.C. And that hasn't been mapped yet. I'm mapping all that. The yellow marks are people who already got their light cone. I keep saying light coin. I think it's the light cone. And so apparently these have already made its way out, whether these are beta testers or people who got them from Helium Deploy or one of these places like that. I don't know, but you can see that these have already started trickling out a little bit. But it's going to be cool. It's going to be cool that tomorrow when I do my network, there's my secondary video, and I'm going down and do the network down here in Grand Isle, way down here. That's why I also bring my fishing pole. But hopefully tomorrow, when I do my video, I don't know how long it takes for this map to update. You'll see a line that comes all the way down here for me driving down here and back. It's a long ride. It's a long ride. But I think it's gonna be cool. I think it's gonna be cool. You lose 10 miles per gallon with that thing. What is the price tag on that thing? Let me see. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Now, Grumpy's code is capped, so don't think y'all getting $429 off this thing. So it's capped at like $50, and I think you even got to use Grumpy Dad XL or something like that. It's weird the way they do it. Out Q2 of 2025. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We are in Q2 of 2025. That's pre-order. No, this is the usual thing that we see in a lot of projects, even our quality projects. Do you take a chance? Rover linked up with GeoNet. GeoNet's here to stay. Rover's fairly new project. Hey, you're getting a lot of tokens early. You look at the tokenomics of this thing. I can tell you this. I'd get one if I had the money in a vehicle to put it on. But yeah, man, I don't know. 1,600 devices right now. 22,000. I mean, it's not really that many. This is new. It's an early project still. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Unless you're drunk driving hundreds of miles. See, Dave Big Drip's got it. You know, you put one of them, redneck bars in the back, or whatever they call it, with all the spotlights and stuff like that. You don't know what's up there. That would make sense. Yeah. Was it 2,500? I don't know. Don't know. Like I said, I thought that I thought at one time that device was a little bit cheaper, the Tarantula, but I don't know. I knew of the project. I've heard rumblings about the project. Of course, I saw a couple of videos. I don't know. I know. I think Passive Crypto Mining did one. Let me tell you, Passive Crypto Mining is a guy who's helped me out a lot. I know some people have, some of his, at least y'all say his videos are, he's always got the new early projects, and you don't know what's going to happen with those. Some of them, you're like, some of them you're like, man, I wish I would have followed them. I'm trying to think. I could have sworn I saw him with look, yeah, he did ROVR 7 months ago. 7 months ago. So, see, and you can see where I'm kind of already halfway watching it. Well, 7 months. Just think if you would have followed it back then. He has a team. He talks about it. Maybe I need to go do a cheat sheet from him. Yep. Grumpy, didn't you say you needed one more NFT for Entropy? Dave, you don't have to send me one, man. We spent money on them things. You know, you burned. I mean, I don't know, unless you somebody, you know, I know some people, I just, like, we spent money on them things. That's what I was getting at. I'm reading something and trying to think at the same time. I can't do that. Some people bought 15, 18 of these freaking things. I kind of wanted to hold on to some of my Entropy. You know, talking to D Vaseline, I know he bought. Every time I told him, he said, man, I bought 3 more. Come on, man, hold on to see me. Just hold on to some of them Entropy tokens. Oh, man, I was in the chat. I just bought 4 more. And I'm like, dude, what you up to now? Like 12, 13. D Vaselina's got some stuff going on, man. Hopefully he's back hopefully he's feeling well soon. And he'll be back in these chats soon. He hasn't been on the Discord much and stuff like that. And hopefully he's feeling better soon. So what else we got going on? Yes, your phone has to view the road like natives, and no, you can't run. I have my chirp cage. This is my ROVR phone. This is my SOAR chain with the SOAR camera. This is my Natix. And then my personal phone. And I got a work phone that's on charger. So yes, when I get out my vehicle, this is what I look like. I go to meetings like this and people are like, dude, what phone do you use? And you wonder why I'm word of holders. It's crazy. Dave, I seriously appreciate that, man. We'll be in touch when it gets closer. We'll be in touch when it gets closer. I was hoping to have some of my stuff finalized by today, but again, I've been really crazy. But for those who are interested, Helium Deploy is also sending me a Entropy Ashler for a giveaway. I haven't really worked on all the details yet. I have to figure out how to set it up, but it's going to be one of those ones like some of these other YouTube channels have where you have to work a little bit for it. You know, it's going to be one of those ones where, hey, go like this Twitter, go share this tweet, and go join this Discord, go join that Discord, and that kind of little stuff like that. And then that makes you eligible to be picked. The only thing is, don't shoot the messenger. You know, they're willing to ship to United States, Canada, that UK, Europe area over there. You know, they still haven't given me that full list yet, but that's going to be kind of your shipping areas. I guess the places where Helium Deploy normally ships at, and it doesn't cost you triple to ship. But that's their stipulations. Don't shoot the messenger, guys. But they are giving me that Ashler. You know, I brought up the fact that, hey, I sold, you know, 100 and something Ashlers. People using my code. I really like to get back to my channel. And I asked them, hey, straight up, is there any way I can get maybe either a reduced one or one for a giveaway? And they basically said, yeah, we'll give you one donation for nothing else after that, because they were already giving me the ROVR also to do the video on. So, and look, I hate asking for stuff. I hate taking stuff like just even with the NFT. I'm not into that kind of stuff. I don't like asking for things and stuff like that. But actually, somebody who I was chit-chatting with in the Discord said, dude, just ask them. The worst they're going to say is no and not answer you. And I did. And, you know, it worked out. Let's see. I want to see. I don't know if I'm allowed to show this or not. So y'all pay attention quick. Yeah, I accidentally showed the screen. I don't know if I can show it or not. 207 Ashler's using my code. This is not total sales or nothing commissions or anything like that I received. Don't think of that's what Helium Deploy made. But what I want to show you is look at your top 4 items. People comboed these things. You got the Nubla Marco. I'm supposed to be getting one shipped to me from a fellow YouTuber. Hint, hint, if he's watching. Y'all know I wanted to get into this. I've been wanting to get into this. But look what else was compounded with it. Look what else was compounded with it. These are your hot projects right now. That's why I want to get in Nubla. Nubla's the only one I'm missing. Then somebody bought a DIMO LTE R1. Man, get out of here with that stuff. Come on, man. Come on, man. DIMO. Boy, you stuck. So, I don't know if y'all saw my video the other day with DIMO, but last night I recapped their not to beat the dead horse, but why not? Recap their crash. I don't know what else word I want to use it. I'm not calling it an AMA. It was basically this is what we're going to do. Despite what you think you heard, it's not what you heard. Despite what everybody heard, all the YouTubers, despite whatever you heard, we never said, we were going to try to sell y'all data for y'all. It's up to y'all. I still don't understand that whole logic. I'm not calling Craigslist or Walmart, asking them, can you buy my data? And then I have somebody arguing with me in their own Discord telling me, why would you ever join a project that's going to sell data? We're in this project so we can see how much gas and engine RPMs. Like, dude, you're lost. Raise your hand if you join DIMO. Oh, how about this? Well, sometimes you teach class. Raise your hand if you're in DIMO. But then also keep your hand up if you only got into it so you can see the RPM gauge or whatever else the goofy telemetry is on the DIMO app. And everybody's putting their hands down. But this guy, Rob Solomon's on here acting like that's the only reason you should have gotten that project. I know some of y'all were in it also. So my DIMO has not been unplugged. You know, I'm on X amount of weeks. Let me show you what the app offers me. I should have showed this in my video last night. Apparently, I've been flying to work on my private jet. I have not been driving because it says 0 miles, 0 miles, 0 miles. I have 12.5 voltage on my battery, 0 engine codes, and my evaluation on this truck, which is severely too freaking low. And that's basically it. What the hell? Really? That's one truck. Let's go to another truck. There's another truck I have it on. Used it today. 0 miles. Fuel efficiency 0. Speed 0. That voltage is a little bit better. That valuation for F550 is severely too low. Odometer might be right. This one actually has odometer on it. Let's keep going. It took him 3 weeks to finally fix my wife's Hyundai Telluride. You didn't hear me wrong. They said that Hyundai was making Telluride. I had to send them all kinds of pictures of registrations. So my wife has been going back and forth, and it says that for the month, she's driven 0 miles. Oh, I gotta find out what she's doing, because I thought she was going to work every day. 0 codes. 3,000, and that valuation is pretty much spot on. Let's see what else. Toyota Camry. Last 7 days, 0 miles. So my daughter's not been going to practice every day. I need to find out what the hell she's doing, because they're still in softball. She has not been going to work every day. I need to find out what the hell she's doing. They must just be telling us. 0 miles per gallon. 12.7 volts. Valuation car is low. 0 code. So what the hell am I paying for when you can't even give me the right stats on my vehicles, any of them, no matter if it's a Toyota, an import, or domestic car, or whatever. y'all help me out here. If y'all think that I'm missing something somewhere, my staking is stuck. You can't unstake if you want to get out the project. And again, the price is going down. I still have not ROI'd on my 8 devices I bought 18 months ago. My 3 devices I bought 8 months ago, 18 months ago. And right now I have 2181 tokens worth $247. But yet people say you're supposed to be looking long-term at ROIs. You know, I'm just all wrong, I guess. Let's see. Somebody just posted. Oh, what happened to the comments? Somebody cleared out the comments. Let's see. Let me only down 1.7 today. Now, I want somebody to answer me this. You had the AMA yesterday. What the hell is this? Like, hey, I just heard this AMA of a car wreck. Let me go buy some tokens. $0.06 to 5 cents. Down 30%. Up, it was at 8 cents, down to 5 cents. But according to Rob Solomon, the data that they're not selling, I still don't understand that one. They can sit there and keep telling us over and over they're not selling our data, but yet, here we go. Those sales, they are injecting liquidity and doing burns with them. I'm dumbfounded by that statement. And a lot of other people are too, talking to them. Again, I still have the haters that want to come after me. I don't say nothing no more in the Discord because you have the cheerleaders still there. Just like Silencio, you have 80% of the people quit. They ain't there. But you still, if you say anything negative in there, you still got the cheerleaders who think they're getting the bonus, which with Silencio, some of us think that's happening because with Silencio, you have the whole raffle ticket thing. So they can pick and choose. If John Doe is a cheerleader, they can give him all the tokens they want and just say that was the raffle ticket. He just picked high numbers. That's why I don't like this raffle ticket thing. But the YouTubers, and some YouTubers have way more raffle tickets than me, are getting less than Joe Blow, who had half the raffle tickets. Make it make sense. With this project too, you have the cheerleaders in there who are still saying this is a wonderful project. DIMO is no longer just a crypto project. It's built for every driver. The R1 device is now only $99 and it comes with 6 months of free app access. After that, it's $833 a month, $999 build, annually or monthly. But guess what? If you have a macro and you're getting that one for $7.99 or $8 a month or whatever it is, or $8.99 or something, I don't know, discounted. And they say you're not supposed to be comparing that the fact that you're getting paid $6 a month to pay for $9 service because you're getting all the benefits of the app. You don't get paid for watching Netflix and you pay for Netflix. I'm so sick of hearing that example. You don't pay for Paramount Plus. You don't pay for Disney. I mean, you pay for Disney Plus, ESPN Plus. You pay for that as a service, but you're not getting paid to watch that. DIMO, you're paying for service, and then they're paying you for running that service. Like, I know I ran out of Bywater bourbon at my house, but I wasn't drunk when I. Really? Am I missing something? Who farted? No. What you need to do is if you are putting on a new Ashler in the vicinity of another Ashler, you need to unplug that Ashler just for that 30 seconds that you're trying to find a new Ashler. A lot of people are saying that it's they're finding that. One thing, we'll jump into Ashlers. We beat DIMO, the dead horse with DIMO enough. I'm supposed to be doing a video also on Entropy. I'm telling you, I'm stacked up right now. I'm trying to do several videos and then spread them out over the next couple of days while I'm not here to keep the algorithm going. But one thing with these Entropy Ashlers, as soon as you onboard it with the app, excuse me, you got your app, you provision it, take your new wallet address, because some people are messing that up too. If you got 3 Ashlers, you have to have 3 separate wallet addresses. You can't share. So that's why I keep telling people Phantom's the easiest. Just add an account, add an account, add an account. If you want me to get complicated with it, add an account with a different 12 words, but it's safer. But anyway, you provision it, you add your wallet, you give it 5 minutes, then you go on to the console, and then you look, and you should have about 1,000 tokens now. You need to immediately transfer those or claim those tokens to that correct, make sure it's correct, Phantom address. That's why I have numbered the bottom of my Ashlers. I know no way you're going to, oh, look, you can see that. Number 1. This was my first Ashler. Isn't she beautiful? And I named on Phantom. You can change the names, and I put Ashler 1. Therefore, I know which Phantom it is. My other one, Phantom 2, or Ashler 2 on Phantom. The third one I got yesterday, my Phantom is a Ashler 3 account. Make sure that you have that address when you provision it. You wait a couple of minutes, and then you go to that console and you claim it. The guys at HQ, guys in charge of the project, running the project, saying that is a huge problem they're having right now, that people aren't claiming and they're not binding that. And somebody contacted me today and said, hey, is there a reason why all I have is 1,000 tokens for the last 3 days? Did you ever claim those 1,000? No, that's why. So I just want to make sure that everybody knows. And look, I know the instructions aren't, to me, there should be maybe how about like a little pop-up that says, please wait 5 minutes, check wallet or check console for $1,000 drop, $1,000, 1,000 entropy drop or 1,000 token drop, claim immediately. I know I said that in my video, but hey, that's probably what I want to think. Not everybody watches my videos. So make sure you do that. Now, Jorge, I was not calling you out, bro. I'm not like that. You know, I don't call out who farted, but all the times he calls me up and texts me and about all his problems and stuff like that. I would never do that to who farted, and I wasn't doing that to you, man. Jorge said, bro, I got all these Entropy Ashlers. all I got's 1,000 tokens. What the hell's going on? And I'm like, bro, did you claim? Oh, shit. Yeah, look, it's not widely known. I think there needs to be a little step that just says after, hey, where it says, congratulations, you provisioned it. Congratulations, you provisioned it. Wait 5 minutes, go look in the console, claim those 1,000 tokens. That's it. And now what that's doing is, they explained it to me, that's binding that wallet address, where normally that was done through the little code that that you would install on the ESP32 device. Another thing I want to do a video, and I'm trying how to do it delicately, because you can remember with Entropy, you're not supposed to be selling. This is a long-term project. That's why they got the G to deleter, and that's why they got percentages, and that's why they got a second murder homicide law, whatever it's called. So it's kind of wrong and dirty for me to go and do a video on how to skirt that line. But I have so many people asking. I've kind of told the guys at Entropy, like, that's my #1 video I'm being asked right now. Other than like ROVR. If you look in the last month, it's been that question more than anything. Please do a video on, please do a video. The reason I've hesitated doing a video is because even with G to deleter, the new G to deleter, the new version 2.0 G to deleter, it's kind of changed a little bit. Before, as long as you burned enough, you were safe. Now, yeah, you you are safe from the second homicide murder law, whatever it is, but you're not safe from Jeter the leader. Somewhere between the 0 and the 1% law score, the Jeter the leader comes in there with his machete and just, and now you're singing soprano because you're cut off. I don't know what that number is. And I don't want to do videos saying, yeah, if you do this, this, and this, you're safe. And then there'll be the first person coming on there saying, man, all I sold was $7 and I got deleted. Well, yeah, dude, but you only made 8. You sold, or, well, yeah, but I burned $10 worth, so I should have been safe only selling 7. Yeah, but if all you had was $7.50 in your wallet, you still cleaned out your wallet. You see why it's not, you see why it's not as simple as saying, hey, just do some pre-burns. And if you burn 1 million tokens, you're safe selling 800,000 because you already pre-burned 100. A million. You can't say that because they're also looking for a load balance, if that's the word, of what's in that Entropy wallet. Then you go sell more than 50, 60%. No matter if you, like me, I pre-burned 26, 27 million of one of my wallets. If I go and sell, all I got is 4 or 5 million in it right now. If I go sell all of them, I'm getting Jeter deleted, even though I burned 25 million. So you see why I don't want to do a video kind of discussing that, no matter how many times, even if I have scrolling that this is just my interpretation, this is not fact, this is just me trying to help clarify it. You see why I'm so scared to do that kind of video. Be a chair, Grumpy Nonstick. Grumpy is a chair. And I'm too fat to be a snake. Too fat to be a snake. Grumpy has, I used to be able to say I'd never sold. I feel so dirty. I currently have 6 mining Entropy devices right now. 5 out of the 6 I have never sold. So Grumpy's Entropy Grumpy's ESP32 original device from last September, which y'all do the math on that, 9 months, has never sold a single token. Probably burned about 1 million, maybe a little more just because I keep forgetting about it. But I screwed up on one of my wallets and I feel horrible because I was telling y'all I was never selling enough. Where I screwed up is not, and I've told several of y'all this. I was getting in this habit of setting up these buys that waiting for some Jeter to go be a snake and sell a crap load of tokens. So I would take some Solana, some USDC from somewhere, or even Entropy would follow me first. And I would set these crazy low buys. Like if the token's at 0.006, 006, before we had a lot of this liquidity that's in there now, when somebody sold $500, $600, $1,000, that price would dump in half, 0.003. I was there to buy $100 worth of it. And several other people were too. I was telling y'all, make sure y'all do that in a separate wallet so y'all don't get caught. And as usual, do as I say, not as I do. I screwed myself. Because the wallet I was doing all my burning in at first, I was using that wallet also for the buys. So I was selling $10 here, $15 here, $20 here, $10, $15, $20 here, thinking without no record keeping, that's just me selling that $100 worth that I was buying and selling and buying, selling when the price did this. And apparently at some point I dipped my toe a little bit into over the line, and apparently it was some of those tokens I also mined. Not much. I even discussed it with the professor in the general Discord so everybody can see it. Because my score is now a 0.098 and not a 1. So when they say the Jeter deleted looking for anybody with a 0 and not a 1, I'm thinking I'm getting deleted for selling $7 worth of tokens. No, you're still a chair. Because 95% of the tokens that I mined are still there. But as far as my other 2 ESP32 devices, never sold a single penny of it. Never sold a single penny. And of course, these Ashlers, what I'm telling everybody to do, y'all don't have to follow my advice, but I'm still telling people they need to pre-burn a little bit. You have people who want to claim every day. And people ask me, what do I suggest? What I'm doing with Entropy Ashlers and what I did at first with my other devices is I'm claiming every 8th day. Every 8th day, I'm claiming basically 7 days worth of rewards, and I have burned 1 day. So that's 100,000 tokens or 95,000 tokens, but you're still claiming 7 days worth in your wallet. And then you're waiting another 8 days. And now you're burning 1. So it's giving you a little bit of a buffer that if for some reason you really need $5 to go buy a candy bar, you can sell that 5. I'm talking about a month or 2 down the line. Don't go mine $6 of this stuff tonight and go sell $5 worth, because you're going to get G2 deleted with a brand new device. And now it's going to be a brick. It's going to be a pretty little showstopper, a pretty little thing on your desk that ain't really, I know we all say it's doing nothing, but it's really going to be doing nothing. Because when you get deleted, this is a paperweight. And what sucks is when you buy an NFT to mine with this and you get G2 deleted, your NFT is now void and this is doing nothing. Now, depending on how much you sold, whatever like that, you can then turn around and buy another Ashler, another NFT, and do it again. Where in the past, once you were deleted, you were out the project. I don't know. They don't put a timer for burn. What do you mean a timer? I mean, why did it cost a whopping 30 cents to get 1,000 entropy in there? Only deposit $1 in each wallet. I don't know. You have the entropy tax that is stated on the dashboard, especially on the older dashboard, where so much of it, headquarters and like these other projects, those builders or the team or whatever, they get money up front. This one says miners eat first because you make 100% of whatever you mine, but then when you finally claim, they're getting some kind of percentage. And then there was also I don't know if it's a EIP, but they passed one where a certain percentage also went into the separate pool to support other projects. And I guess that's to do like airdrops or collaborations and stuff like that, since technically they don't have a budget to do that with. They're not fundraising and things like that. So you have both of those taxes, which is like 10 or 11%, which is including the other first percentage that gets pulled also whenever you claim. So that's why, like me, I might make for a week, was it like $1 million or something like that, or 140 times, might be 800,000. It'll say on my dashboard 800,000. But when I press claim and you look at the wallet, it's only 720,000 that's going into the wallet because of that tax that's being pushed after. Where it goes either. He raised that, which was days too, but now what you do delete is at any point. Deal cracker, I still say that you're still on the right path. Because, like I just said, you have to delete, or burn, because if not, the old way of doing it, which is still the current way, but people have smartened up a little bit, is if you sold 100,000, you would have to basically wait 7 days and burn that 100,000 before you could even do anything again. But now if it's pre-burned, that's one less thing you have to worry about. I think the G2 leader is really looking at, this is just me and my own 2 cents, percentages. Like I was saying, you can go burn 30 million tokens. But if you go and sell majority of your wallet, let's just say you only have 5 million in there and you go sell 4 million, even though you burn 30, you're selling 90% of your bags. It looks like you're not supporting the project and you're going to get deleted. Now at least there's a 5-day waiting period. Before they would just get hacked, deleted. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can pull this up. So this wallet right here has 8.2 million entropy in it. So as you can see, I have burned 25 million entropy. So I have no second law requirement, but I have a JD requirement of this. I should have, this is what I have claimed in this wallet. Claimed. And as you can see, I am short that 8.2 million. So I've sold a little bit more than that. But anyway, again, I can sell $20, $25 out of here and not get in trouble. I don't have to worry about burning because I've already pre-burned all of that. So I'm safe on the second law, homicide law and stuff. But if I went right now and sold my 8 million, or let's just say I sold 6 million, 5 million, 5, 6 million. Even though I burned this, it don't matter because majority of my bag is gone. Plus what you can do for the token price. So it shows that you don't really care about the project because this is a long-term holding project. At least with this project, not that I'm throwing shade on a certain other project junk, at least you burning 1 for 1. And at least if you have to burn, you just have to sit back and just not do nothing for a week or 2, 3 weeks, whatever it takes for you to burn that amount. And then you don't have to worry about it. You know, it's automatically going to go and burn. Where if you accidentally use that token for something, not sell it, but use that token for something within the project, because other projects allow you to do that, but they have a 4-to-1 burn ratio. Well, now you're completely stuck because, and then they won't let you claim. So therefore you're completely stuck, like in a rut in the road, because now you might have sold 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks, but with a 4-to-1 burn, you got to go buy $250 worth of token just to get right again. You know what that's called? DUFUQ. Duff. So at some point there'll be some junk NFTs going on sale. But that was my fault. That's why I don't bring it up. That's why I don't discuss it. It was my mistake. And I did myself in by buying NFTs, by me thinking I'm supporting the project. Never cashed a dime out of that project, ever. And now I'm stuck and basically out the project. But that's on me. I take responsibility for that. That's their rules. They passed a 4-to-1 burn. And I either buy 4-to-1 or I'm done. I think you need a weekly show. Entropy. Well, Deal Cracker, I agree with you. 4-to-1 brutal. I can understand what their idea is, but their idea is you can never sell. At least, despite, hey, the whole snake chair thing and like that, I'll still say, hey, with Entropy, at the very least, hey, you need $20, $25 flash money, and you got 1 million, 2 million tokens, and you pre-burn some. You can sell you can sell, was it 400,000, which is about 20, 25 bucks, and you'll be okay. You have to pre-burn, or you might have to burn. But if you sell 400,000, you have to burn 400,000. And if you just don't do nothing, your miner's automatically going to make that 400,000 at some point, and it's automatically going to burn it. And you can burn some more if you feel sad and you want to help the project some. With a 4-to-1, you got to go buy that. That's crazy. You go and sell $20 worth of tokens, and now you have to buy 100. You can't just automatically, because it don't let you claim anymore. So my little ESP32 right here for that project is mining away to its heart content. But I can't claim it because I'm out of balance with the force. That's they truly don't want you to ever. And that's what I'm saying. Nobody talks about that project. People want to knock Entropy for trying to tell people not to buy and have the second law and G to the leader. They're just trying to get you to not to sell huge chunks and kill the price and kill the project. Be a chair. Think long term. There's going to be many iterations. We had Entropy 0, then Entropy A, and we got more plans down the road. Talk to these guys about this just yesterday. I'm like, guys, at some point, you're going to have to let people, because people just accumulate in Entropy forever with all these ash floors. One day they're going to have these huge bags and just going to sell at some point. And basically the response is, be a chair, sit there, wait, and at some point y'all will have a chance to eat. Some point way in the future. And I've told y'all that in many videos. With junk, you can't sell a dime. You sell a dime, you owe 40 cents back. Make it make sense. Somebody told me they were trying to get, there are people that are trying to push it to go to 8-1. What are you in the project for then? I don't understand. So somebody sold their ass off. Again, you finally had Entropy going up, and some greedy a-hole is going to come along and smoke it. Like, but again, you see, this is, and I would set mine up way lower than this, but this is where I'm talking about. When you know it's up here, you set up a buy order down here and you buy low. Now, another thing is, Jay Styles, you have to remember, you have people who just buy Entropy, who buy low and sell high. They might not have a miner at all for G to delete to go hit, because we've discussed that also. You know, think about it. I could have a 7th wallet if I did it the right way and not getting the bond, where all I'm doing, I know they got several people doing this because we have discussed it in my Discord, through PM, DMs, whatever you want to call it, in other places. People who are buying Entropy, especially before these miners came out, before the NFTs got minted, whatever you want to call it, and they're just buying these lows just like any other crypto, selling high. So they can go sell $500 worth of Entropy, and there's no punishment because they're not technically in the project. There's nothing stopping Joe Blow, Vosk coin, Vosk can come in here and say, I don't want to buy that thing, but I like the token, so I'm going to set up a buy order at 0.0006. And when it's up here, he'll set it at 0.006. And when somebody comes and deletes and or snakes and whatever, it buys. And then when he gets way up here, Voss can go sell. And he can go sell $500 worth. And there's nothing nobody's going to do about it because he's not in the project. You can't ban G delete somebody that's not in the project. See, Mr. Glenn woke up. What did you miss? I gave away all kinds of crypto, Mr. Glenn, and you slept through it. Anybody can go, and I had some people ask me to do a video on that. You can go right now on Jupiter with any wallet. Let's see if I can do that for y'all real quick. Let me see, just to show y'all how that's done. I don't keep nothing in these Phantom wallets, so it's hard for me to do. It's hard for me to do examples. All right, let's try this one. I'll tell you, I don't keep anything in Phantom wallets. I mean, I am poor. I'm not allowed to say that no more because I get attacked too much. But let's take a look. So you have. Let me see. All right. So you have this Phantom wallet up here. Got $1.58 of SOL in it. Just follow me. So you can go to Jupiter. And right now, buy with this Solana token. I got 13 cents worth in there or whatever. Actually, it said it was $1 something. But anyway, I'm just trying to show y'all. You can go right now in Jupiter wallet with Solana, USDC, USDT, or any one of these whole bunch of other tokens and go buy Entropy. You do it every day. You can sit here and watch charts along with everything else. And every time it dips to where you're liking, you can buy. Then if you go into the real Jupiter somehow, I was doing it at one point. I can't remember how the hell I was doing it. I'm planning on doing a video for y'all and show y'all how to set up buys that you can set up buying Entropy at 0.0005. But again, anybody can come on here in Jupiter and probably some other dexes and buy Entropy. It's a certified token now. So again, and then when these people who are buying and buying and buying using this, and it gets to a certain point when they want to sell, not that you're making a lot of money, but you can buy all you want at 0.006, 006, 006, over and over and over. When it gets to 0.007, you sell. You got all this USDC. When it gets down to 0.006, y'all know how trading's done. I mean, I don't have to sit there and explain that to y'all. But my point is, it goes to show you that anybody can go buy that. And then when they go and sell and tank the price, there is nothing you're going to do about it. Nothing you can do about it. Maybe that's why it's not on the CEX. I don't know. Something Tech Hustler would do. Don't talk about my boy like that. Where does Voss? I guess Vis was supposed to be Voss, get all that money. He was always down, but able to get more and more. Listen, I cut my teeth on mining with Voss coin. At some point, he lost his way. I will say that all day, but there's rarely a video I miss from Voss coin. But I've said the same thing. You know, he had a miner shed, then he sold his house and got this land, and then something got screwed up with it. The only thing I can say is maybe he's getting these miners since he's an influencer, you know, from Bitmain or whoever, you know, some of these, that gigantic mining shed. My thing is, let's just say that he's getting every miner for free. What do you think he's paying in power? You know, I don't know if he has a full-time job, if his wife has a full-time job, you know, dogs on only dogs or something. I don't know. but I have been contacted before from somebody that sells ASICs, interested in doing a thing. And I'm just not, again, I'm different. Yes, I'll take a free Rover because I wanted to be in Rover. I'll take a free Nubula because I wanted to be in Nubula. I'll take a free Entropy Asher because I like the project. I'll take a free WB200 or GeoNet because I like the project. So I have no problem telling y'all about these projects. But I'm not going to sit there and take a free ASIC and try to get y'all to look at ASICs and possibly go buy ASIC and stuff like that, because I've had ASICs in the past. And I went to GPU mining because by the time that ASIC gets shipped to your house, it's already lost half its profitability. And then by the time you hook up the power and everything else, you're lucky you ever break even. I mean, these guys are doing these ASIC videos. I don't know if they're obligated to do them or something, but with a straight face is going to tell me how, you know, the device costs 15 grand, 20 grand, and you should ROI in a year and a half. Off what numbers? Because we know it's not going to keep that profitability. Hooking up 220 volt transformers. I got a buddy who had ASICs and literally blew up the transformer in front of his house down in Morgan City, Louisiana. He had too many ASICs at one point and literally blew the transformer in front of his house. And you don't even want to know what he was paying electricity. $1,000. It was stupid. I don't understand that whole ASIC thing. And then any of these new ones that are coming out now, you see how they're also starting to kind of say how heat your home. So they're trying to change your thoughts on it. Like, hey, this isn't an ASIC monitor. This is a room heater that also can make you Bitcoin. I mean, think about it. Can a window AC unit make you Bitcoin? No. But if you get this, like, I started seeing these videos for like heaters, and I'm like, from crypto people, I'm like, what the hell is this? We've always known ASICs run hot as shit. That's why we put them in our garages, and then we have 100-degree garages in Louisiana, 120-degree garages. But you couldn't keep them in a room. But yet, you know, we have 1 weekend of 30-degree weather here, and that's it. But so what do? So now you got them advertising these things as room heaters that also make you crypto. Slick. Silencio is now on Machine X Dex. Let's call it. That's a cute dog. Look, I like my dogs. I have my own puppy dog, but I've always told my wife, like, I really like that dog when I was watching Voscoin, and then the whole Dogecoin thing just ruined it for me. Like, and then you see that dog everywhere now. But that's a cool dog. Like, I was all into his videos. Like, when the dog got sick, that was years ago when he first kind of got started. The dog got sick and had to go to the hospital and all stuff. I was like, this is better than like Tuesday night, 7 p.m. series on TV. I love my animals, man. I'm got a dog myself. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know how he's doing it. You know, I'd love to live on some kind of compound like that. I've always said that. You know, my crypto experience ain't going in the direction that I was going, that I hope I'd be there by now. Plus, I got 3% loan on my house from the last time Trump was in office. So I have to keep telling my wife, keeps finding places to move to. We want to kind of get out this area. But I'm like, as long as I got 3% loan on this house, I'm not even paying it off. Like, why? You know, worse with new ASICs is how they lie about pocket them. Dude, I'm not touching them more ASICs. Not touching more ASICs. I had the L3 plus for Litecoin, and I didn't get in that super duper early, but I still got into it. That was very profitable. Then you started seeing, like, you know, get the $5 a day. Then it was like $5 every 2 days, and it was like $5 a week. And I'm like, oh, whatever. Then I had the Z9, not the Z9 mini, but the Z9 full size. I don't even think they even have that Z coin anymore, but we're doing very well with the big ones. And then lost a blade in it or whatever you want to call it. I had to get a replacement one. And then I had a whole bunch of these Bitcoin miners, Canon, I think they were, or something like that. And made a deal with a buddy, did some work for him, whatever like that. And by the time I got them all set up in power and I had to get more power cords and stuff like that, they were barely making me anything. And I'm done with ASICs. Like I can't believe honestly that they're still with. You gotta remember also when I started in this in probably 2015, 2016-ish with the mining aspect, you didn't have a lot of these big Bitcoin farms. You had some, don't get me wrong, but eventually, like, you're not competing with that. Like, Vasquez a major massive power substation on this property. He sure does. And he has solar. And he's still burning that much power. Like, I don't know. I give it to him, man. He's, you know, maybe all them helium miners he had would help paying the bills. I don't know. I don't know. Don't talk about 619's buddy like that. 619 ran his whole Discord for him. That's his buddy. Don't talk about his buddy like that. I don't know. Has Vosk, I haven't really caught up on a lot of his videos. Like, I watched some of it, but because, you know, I always want to hear about, you know, some of the new stuff. Like, at one point, he got bad. Like, I just started skipping the video. Like, the most trashiest, grungiest, grossest token you've never heard of. That, and that's the only time you've ever heard of it. Like, get into this token. Like, he was doing some strange, like, I guess anything. And then what happened was he got sued because, or he was reviewing. Yeah, I believe that was him. Yeah. Because was he testing out miners for somebody or a token or something like that? And then he realized how much crap it was. And then he said, this is my review of it. And he got sued. I remember that. And he had, luckily he knew what he was doing. In the contract, it said that, like, I'm allowed to say exactly what the hell I want to say, whatever like that. And they had to drop the lawsuit. But I remember that video too, that he said, you know, he was kind of slowing down on some of that stuff because of that stuff. New S23 coming out Q1 is one. You know, they got a in Dallas, Texas in November. I haven't been to any crypto conferences. I keep saying I want to go to a crypto conference, but I always find out about them too late, or they're in like India, and I can't afford to go to that. But Dallas has a big mining expo type crypto conference coming up in November. Hey, it's middle of hunting season, so it's going to kill me. But just so I can get my feet wet, I want to go to a crypto conference to sit there and learn and that kind of stuff like that. But the point I'm getting at is they had, was it Consensus or one of them, like, it was in Texas last year. I really wanted to go to in June or something like that. Yeah, that's the one that Tech House, I think, was boxing in. But anyway, the amount of ASICs that were still there, ASIC styled, you know, the ASIC coming all style now. They got the ones that look like the little alarm clocks to these big, gigantic mothers, you know. I just can't believe how popular they still are with the average person like you and me. We know that they have the big farms buying them and just constantly swapping them out, but it's just crazy. Who farted? I told you what the next DPIN purchase is. It's right in front of your face, brother. Tell you, I would buy another one. I just, you know, with DIMO, I can stick that in my wife's car, my daughter's car, my son's car. They ain't got to touch it. I think all of them need firmware updates whenever I get around to it. And that's what, once every 2 months, maybe. I don't have to worry about it. My helium device is here and around town. Pick them all up, download. I ain't got to worry about it. That's why I never got them a sword chain, or I can't get them a ROVR, because they're not going to sit there and tether. They're too busy trying to put on their music to go drive to school. My son will be running late for school, but he also knows that I watch how he drives. So he will sit in the driveway for 6 minutes trying to find the right song to drive 5 minutes to school around the corner and setting all that stuff up. But he cannot do any crypto related apps on his phone because he ain't got time for that. But I think ROVR with this is just not financial advice, but I don't think DIMO will be messing with him if there was concerns. Who knows? Non-car D-pin. I don't know. You have a Nubula? I would say Nubula. What else? I don't know. There's enough people here that can tell you. 17 people. Make sure you hit the like button. Jay Styles, that is a very, very, very accurate comment. He definitely shills sometimes, but if you are losing $4,000 to $5,000 a month from mining, I guess he has to do something, and that's correct. That is correct. And luckily, I'm not in that boat. Because when you think how long he's been doing this, he has to have some lower rewarding ASICs still around that's probably burning way more power than it's making in crypto, but you're still making the crypto. So do you sell them? Like, I don't know. Oh, Rover's old. What's it? The only thing about the WB310 is where you put that. Like, you know how long it took for me to get, I couldn't wait to get this thing up. And I finally got a place to put it because my buddy down in Grand Isle, who has the fishing camp where his used to be next door to that guy said he's willing to put something up for me. He needed some work done. He has a business down there. He needs some networking stuff done. So I'm doing networking stuff for him. I've been freaking programming routers and switches and access points. My brain's about on top of doing all this other stuff. That's not work related. So I'm doing that. So programming that stuff to bring that down there tomorrow. Hoping it all works because it worked in the lab today, but setting up VLANs in the switch, in the routers and switches, but you're not down there, so you don't have the internet coming in from the modem, but you're hoping you have it all right. And it's but anyway, gosh, I can put a wingpit station out. So here you go. Y'all know Grand Isle down there, because I was 10 feet away from the Gulf, was one of my best stations. Where my buddy's new camp is, it's got a little bit of blockage. It ain't the best. So now I'm putting this thing down here with a 5.5 dBi antenna back next door to the original place where I had that one. And that station, 10 feet off the ground, 10 feet from the Gulf of Mexico, was my best station, better than the 400-foot tower that my buddy's got. So, but again, how long it took me to put that up? If y'all have not caught up on Wingbits, there's been some discussion about the new tokenomics in Wingbits. Y'all know me. I can find something negative in anything. I tell you all the time, the same line all the time. If somebody gave me $1 million, I'd be negative about it because I have to give half back on taxes. And Uncle Sam didn't deserve any of it. But I couldn't figure out why the station that I have hosted in Canada was getting the rewards it was getting. It should be getting a lot more, because half of that is wide open space that nobody else is covering. But it's not getting any kind of crazy rewards. It's not doing any better than what my stations down here are doing. I couldn't figure out why. And then people discussed in the Discord how somebody brought up the tokenomics, and then they kind of confirmed that there's like this kind of cap now. Not really a cap, but you're getting more of these pooled tokens and not from each hex. And I didn't realize that. I'll be honest with you, because I would have been a little more vocal about it when the new tokenomics came out. I did not realize that. And I don't 200% agree with it. Again, I like the project. I like what they're doing. I like the progress they're making. I think they have feet on the ground, good place to stand, like all those sayings, whatever you want to say. This goes back to, last night I came out with my grumpy rules. If y'all look at my Discord, and rewards don't reflect a project. Project can be absolutely awesome. Rewards might not be the best. I'm not saying about Wing, but I'm just saying in general. We might not 100% agree with some people are going to say that, hey, each device should be getting whatever it gets. This shouldn't be, but the new tokenomics did help some of the people who were getting stepped on, and the lower tier ones and stuff like that, making it worthwhile for them. So the tokenomics did help out. But I still think, and I still will say, and I said this in the Discord yesterday, if 619 is going to go into the middle of the desert where there's no stations around for 300 miles, and he's going to go sweat his brains out and have to camp out in the desert to put a remote station up to give Wingbits coverage there, he should be getting more than the norm. I know everybody, I talked about this over and over, beat this dead horse last night in the DIMO video. The whole, but it's for the good of the project thing. You have to give me a carrot. I say that a lot, but you have to give me a carrot to want the drive to go put something out like that. And me getting 100 more tokens, maybe I'm greedy, maybe I have too many tokens, isn't that drive. Now, you look at some people before who were getting 1,100 and 1,200 tokens for being a remote station. Yes, I think that's way too stupidly high. But when the average means around here is getting 150 to 200 tokens, and the remote station is getting 350 tokens, I think it should be a little more than that. That's just me and my 2 cents. But again, they helped out some of the little guys, people who were doing very good stations, and then somebody would come plant one the next hex over. It helped them out, really helped out my past tokens. Like what my balance was before those tokenomics, and then I went and refreshed a day later and saw what my new token balance was. So that's why, I'm people gonna say I'm wrong for complaining, but I just want to see that. I just want to see that worthwhile drive. Like me and my Canada partner here, he had the opportunity to put one 7 hours north more of where my current station is. There is not a single station within anywhere around there. Solar hookup and everything we need. It's not worthwhile. We're not going to just keep it down here and make 50 tokens less, 100 tokens less. That's just me. Maybe I'm greedy. Maybe, I don't know. See, and 619's there. He has 3 to 4x my coverage on my off grid and only get 20% more. I think that needs to be buffed up a little bit. Hey, tokenomics are still changing, or they could change. We're not at mainnet. We got 2.5 months left to mainnet. Maybe it's adjusted. Maybe. I know they're getting closer on this whole airport thing. They're going to have little hot spots around airports, and if your station can get planes in those little hot spots, you get a little bit of a bonus. Hey, that should really help my stations out, because I have the New Orleans International Airport with some of my stations. I have the Baton Rouge International Airport on my other 2 stations on the rooftops. But I just think you need to give somebody, maybe they need to do like a, kind of like these projects we're talking about, like a bonus that, hey, this is an empty area. If you come here first and you're online for a month first, or something like that, a month straight, or 2 months straight, we'll give you a bonus, at least in the beginning. Not the whole 5 years you have it set up, but for the first month or two, we're giving you a bonus for going set one up in the middle of the Sahara Desert. Maybe we need to bring it up in the next AMA. Who knows? But I still think, saying all that, I still say Wing Bits is my #1 project. Still, that I have a lot of faith in. Somebody made fun of me the other day about being a godfather of the golf. Kiss my ass. But when increased hex size. But you can't do that now because you only have these stations all around. Chug water, man. I emailed a couple of people. I literally emailed people in chug water. You can go online, anybody can go online, and you can go search chug water. FCC, ham license, amateur radio licenses, you know. According to D-Fly, you had all these ham people from a forum begging to host D-Sky stations. Yeah, right. I mean, I was in every ham forum there is, and nobody knew nothing about that. And now I've emailed people in chug water with FCC licenses. I can't get a single one to email me back, even saying screw off. And I tell them I'm a ham and I have this extra license and I've been a ham for 10 years now and part of these ham boards and all this stuff like that. And I don't even get an email back. So I don't think chug water is going, unless somebody goes up there and puts a remote station in somebody's backyard. And I'm gonna tell you, that's what 619 saying. Guy's up next to me, but hasn't really affected rewards, because I learned that you have no idea what they're setting up. If they're setting up a half-ass station in mama's basement, it ain't gonna affect you. You're not gonna miss nothing. You're barely gonna notice he's there. So you can't go hyperventilate just because you see a station that gets purchased and the station ain't there yet, because you have no idea where it's going to be set up. Now, if the guy's got a ham tower in the back of his backyard like I got, 40 foot high, yeah, you might need to worry. But if he uses the wrong feed line, you don't have to worry. You see, it can go either way. What else is there to talk about? I think that's about it. I gotta go finish this ROVR video. Then I gotta go work on the ROVR video. I gotta work on a Entropy video. I don't know what's going on. Do I have my Nadix and non-video sword chain on one device? No, I don't have a non-video sword chain. I have a Nadix device, and then I have a sword chain device. And the sword chain device links up with the Bluetooth. And then once I know I got triple green, all three green, I then go to hub and hit dashboard camera and put it in the holder and start. So that's on 2 separate phones. Because right now sword chain ain't paying nothing. The staking is phenomenal. Staking is, I still say, phenomenal. 60-something% staking. I'm making triple in staking than I am for driving around. But tokens still ain't worth a damn. So I'm running the hell out that camera, just hoping that somehow that pays off. I don't know what the tokenomics are of the cameras. I don't know if they announced the tokenomics are of the camera, but today I made 15 SOAR driving around. I made 15 SOAR driving around, but 36, I can't be right. It has to be even more than that. 36 tokens from staking. But I've also made 113,730 DSOAR tokens, which is the dashboard camera, from driving 2,256 miles. And I'm going to run that the whole way to Washington, D.C. and back. So, think you found a problem with sword chain dropping on Bluetooth. Yeah, it's a piece of crap. That's one thing I don't want to have to deal with with Sword Chain is the constant Bluetooth dropping. You're sitting there watching it, and it just drops Bluetooth for no reason. Now, because with the camera, you see it even more, because now you got the camera right here looking at it, and on the bottom of the camera, it says disconnected, connected, disconnected, connected. Like, what's it dropping for? It's just all sitting right here. Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate. Who fought it? Like, going off your comment about entropy price, I'm looking forward to deletions raising price at the top. People in that project, really in the project, that know way more than I do, are really excited about the amount of people going on. I guess it goes to show you that I still don't know what the hell I'm talking about, because to me, the more people you have, the more risk you have of people saying, all right, screw this. I made $300. I'm selling it all and getting out. Double money, I'm getting out. But there's also this philosophy that the more people you have in it, the more stable the project is. The more people talk about it. I don't know. Oh, thank you. I'll stay safe as long as, you got two teenagers, a 17 and 18-year-old in the car, sitting next to each other. For those who are parents who have been there, y'all know how that is. And my wife. So she's going to be complaining the whole time about her car looks like a spaceship with 6 phones in the front of it with a goofy antenna on the top. But when I tell her that that's helping us pay possibly for the next trip, whenever that might be, 6 months, a year from now, I mean, they ain't paying for nothing now, but usually that calms it down. So y'all remember ROVR, ROVR's going on sale. Helium deployed, 10% off. Any of y'all who's interested in that, I gotta go finish the video now. But I appreciate all the support as usual. Y'all stay cool in this heat. It is 9 o'clock almost at night, and we still got a 90-degree heat index with 85% humidity. That's ridiculous. So, stop by and pick you up on the way. I think about 20 minutes in the car, you'll be asking to go back home with my kids. Who fought? I do agree with you. I think there should be more chairs. When you bought that Entropy Ashler on the website, you had to check the box that you knew all the rules and all the stuff like that. I'm hoping people really went looked at the rules. But there will be people crying and complaining when they get deleted. They're gonna have people out here who when they, in a week from now, 2 weeks from now, when you're making still $5-6 a day right now. So in 5 days, when they have $30 in their wallet, because I've seen it before, they're gonna want to sell without knowing the rules, and then they're gonna be deleted. It's going to happen. We know that. Appreciate it. Thank y'all very much. And I'll see y'all on the next video.